Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky15 where I'll be giving you my EachWay Lucky15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action as usual. Well, it was quite a frustrating day again today. We had two places today. Salt Whistle Bay at Chepstow finished third, never was going to win the race but ran on not too badly, and also the same happened in the last race of the day at Newcastle in the 9:10 for Josephine Gordon and Hugo Palmer. Same kind of story really, ran on really well, nearly threatened to beat the winner, Castle Hill Cassie, and that's actually quite frustrating because we've actually backed that horse before and it won at 14-1. Tonight, and that's actually something that does happen normally regularly. I've noticed it to me anyway, and probably a lot of you guys as well. You follow a horse and you've backed it before and then you think, oh, I'm not going to back that one again, and then a couple of runs later you see it come up and it comes in at a nice price, something like that, 14, 16 or 1. Well, it all happened to the best of us, and that was a little bit frustrating there. But our nap, I thought today was quite frustrating. Intellect for Ryan Moore and Sir Michael Stout. Even though it did go to the front early on, I don't think it was ridden all out as what it should have been in my opinion earlier on. Because if you actually look at it before, it's actually had earlier, bigger leads before. And I think if that horse possibly had gone a little bit faster at the start, he might have been able to get a bit more into the race and possibly might have stayed on. But the winner in the end wasn't the favourite, which was pretty well backed actually, high end for Saeed bin Saru and David Egan. That horse finished second in the end, and it was a bit more of an outsider in the end. The name of the horse escapes me which won that race, but it was one of the outsiders. It wasn't in the top two, the betting, and I believe there was some market support for that one. And then the other horse that let us down, didn't run a very good race today, was Ormoros, but I think you could possibly forgive it because of the slower ground. It actually hadn't run on slow ground before, and it seems to me that horse prefers the weather, where its best efforts have come so far in its lightly raced career. So I think you can forgive that selection there today, but like I've said, it was quite disappointing today, meaning we only had two places out of the 4 runs and no winners yet again, so that was slightly disappointing. And also as well, we did do the load a lot for this afternoon. That was uploaded on our Twitter station at LuckyLoaders15. If you don't follow us there already, check us out at the same name as our YouTube channel, LuckyLoaders15. We uploaded a 2-minute short video like we've been doing the last few times now of just other selections that I think might run well in the afternoon, and that one actually did throw up a winner for us, Fools and Kings. It was quite a well backed horse. Earlier on during the day, went in from 12-1 to 8-1 and went on to win at that price at 8-1. It was a nice game run, and probably the step up in trip really helped for that selection there. So that was a really good effort there. But apart from that, it wasn't a great day today. A lot of kind of places or just okay runs. It wasn't the greatest day we've had, but hopefully we can bounce back tomorrow and have some winners. Also as well, finally, you're probably glad to know that I start my university course tomorrow at Southampton Solent University, doing my master's degree in sports broadcast journalism. So I won't be going on about that anymore. I'll be saying I am a student, so that I am going to study. So all my regulars know that I've been begging you for subscribing to my channel, and thanks for all the support so far. But hopefully when I start tomorrow, I will be able to get to know a bit more of the technical side of how to make videos and things like that, and hopefully we can improve actually what this channel looks like and maybe go a little bit more high tech than just filming on my tripod and my iPhone. So enough of all that. I'm going to go through tomorrow's horse racing predictions. Now, there's quite a few good races on tomorrow, quite a few good cards, and it was a bit tricky, I will be honest. There was quite a few horses that I did fancy, but I've managed to pull something together tomorrow. I'm actually going to start off with my nap tomorrow in the 305 at Sandown with a horse called Dubai. Trained by Charlie Appleby, and Jim Crowley will take the ride tomorrow for the Godolphin operation. This horse, a couple of starts ago, won a nice handicap at Ascot on good soft ground, and this horse tomorrow is returning into listed company. It's quite a toughly contested race, there's no doubt about it. They try the blinkers on tomorrow because last time out it did run over in France in a listed race and finished third, but it ran on quite nicely and only just lost by about a length. But it couldn't really get into it that day. So maybe a little bit more drier ground, because that was concerned to be quite soft ground for Dubai out in France. But it's going to be hopefully good to soft tomorrow. There's not too much rain forecast for tomorrow either, so they shouldn't really get any showers at Sandown. And I thought this horse tomorrow could definitely follow up and do a nice win there tomorrow at Sandown. Currently 11-4 bookmakers at the moment. I thought this horse tomorrow could go very close, if not win the race. So that's going to be my nap there tomorrow. Dubai in the 305 at Sandown. Hopefully he can win that race there for us tomorrow. Our second selection on our EachWay Lucky 15 sees us then go to Yarmouth in the 350 with quite a bit of a superstar this year, Titi Makfi for Mark Johnston and PJ McDonald, owned by the Rooneys, Paul and Claire Rooney. Like I've said before, I like their riding colours. I like the blue and yellow, I should say, quartered jacket. I really like that design, and I think they're good up-and-coming horse racing owners that have been going now a couple of years, but they've got some good horses under their disposal, and I thought this is one of them. Titi Makfi, he's already had a lot of money put on this horse. It's when I got it, it was 4-1, and it's been gone in something like 5-2 already, so there's a lot of punters already going in for it, but it'd be interesting to see if it's still suggesting that there will be strong market support for this horse tomorrow, because all that money going in, I don't know how short they would want to take Titi Makfi in this kind of race. Even though there are quite a lot of good horses, I definitely think Titi Makfi though is still the one to beat. It's been very consistent this year, handles all kinds of grounds, and also tends to well run on soft ground, which the ground currently is at Yarmouth. And I thought this horse tomorrow at 4-1 was probably the most classiest horse, especially this year. And I thought that horse would take all the beating tomorrow. And that's going to be my second selection, Titi Makfi for Mark Johnston. Our third selection tomorrow sees us then go to the only jumps fixture on the card tomorrow, but is the only like kind of twilight action they call it. It's not quite evening, but it's twilight. Racing starts off at Kelso at 4:30, but we have to wait until 6 o'clock at Kelso. And we go for a horse here called Nicholas Chauvin. I hope I pronounced that last part of its name right. Trained by James Moffat, and Richard Johnson, current champion jockey, will be taking the ride tomorrow. This horse does have a few quirks to it, but last time out ran okay, finishing second. And Richard Johnson recently has been riding very well horses that have maybe got some issues around them. I know he got praised the other day for a ride that he did for Phil Hobbs on a horse called, I think it was called Wait For Me, or something like that along those lines, at Worcester, which was ridden from a mile back to win. And I believe with 100 yards to go, I heard you could possibly have got 100-1 on that horse to win from that position. But I don't know where all this betting that they say sometimes comes from, like where like you can bet on the photo finish like straight away, like after it's happened, or like you can bet at certain times of the race when it's being run, like if a horse is going to win or not. It'd be interesting to see where you can do that, because I've heard about it, but I've not known any bookmakers that do that. Let us know if you know where that takes place in professional stuff. I don't want it being illegal or anything like kind of that, like away from like random dodgy sites. I would like to know just from like normal, respectable, proper professional outlets if there are places like that that do it. But anyway, enough of that part. He, like I said, won on a horse called Wait For Me that had some quirks about it. He also as well won on another horse recently at Worcester called, I think it was called Desert Moor Hill or something like that, which was a very tricky ride at Worcester. So Richard Johnson's a very good jockey at getting horses to fulfil their potential. And this horse tomorrow, I thought, kind of fits the bill. He's currently 5-1 with bookmakers, but he's dropping in class this time. This is slightly more easier to what he's been up against recently, and I thought a 5-1 tomorrow, that wasn't a bad each way price, and I thought he could definitely turn up and win the race tomorrow. And that's going to be my long shot for tomorrow. I know it's not a long odds price, but it is the longest odds horse we are backing on our each way Lucky 15 tomorrow, so that makes it our long shot tomorrow. Our last selection sees us stay at Kelso for the 6:30, and this was nearly my nap, but again, same kind of thing. It does have one or two quirks to it, this horse, but I thought it could go very well tomorrow. It's called Mirsaale, currently 10-3 of bookmakers at the moment. trained by Keith Dalglish, who's normally a flat trainer, but he's got a few hurdlers and national hunt horses up his sleeve. Callum Bewley, conditional jockey, will be able to take £3 off this horse tomorrow. And I thought it could easily bounce back, because last time it ran at Perth, where it finished third, I should say, in quite a bit of a lazy race for it that day. Didn't really want to know that it was racing at the track, and was very hard work to get going. But before that, I actually had won quite nicely at Perth before. Since going over hurdles, he's 3 wins from 9 starts, so he hasn't got a bad strike rate. He also will be in favour of the ground tomorrow as well, and I thought this horse tomorrow could potentially go well and win this race. It's one of the best rated horses in the race tomorrow. I think it's off a mark of 135, and it's been fairly consistent. A lot of the horses that it's racing against tomorrow have kind of been put up by the handicapper, so we don't know the limit yet of these horses that have been raised by the handicapper. I suspect they might not be as good as what they've been put up to, but maybe the handicapper might prove me wrong tomorrow, or the horses might prove me wrong tomorrow and run and improve again. But I thought this horse has always been running consistently to this mark of around 135, and I thought tomorrow he could potentially go well. So that's my last selection on our EachWay Lucky 15 tomorrow. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow. We can turn some of these places we've been getting. We had 3 places yesterday, 2 places today. Hopefully we can get a few winners tomorrow. Would be really nice to get back in like the winners enclosure, as it were, because we haven't been in there for a while. So hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow. Please subscribe to our channel here at Lucky15. Like the videos for more horse race and daily content. Also as well, please check us out on Twitter at Lucky15 for our other video, The Load A Lot. And yeah, so that's all I've got to say about that. Hopefully you have a good day tomorrow. Gamble responsibly, don't lose too much with my selections. And hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow.